Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about my three strangest, oddest, weirdest, most quirky interactions with bodybuilders, top-level bodybuilders. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas, I turn into videos just like this. All right, so thought I would do a little bit different video today. Something funny, quirky, share a few stories, because I haven't done that in a while, and I don't share a lot of these stories on the Massive Iron Channel. So here goes. I've had some experiences over the years, met a lot of people, got to work with a lot of people, interviewed a lot of people, been in the industry, did a lot of interviews, phone interviews, in-person interviews, got to train with a lot of people. But there are three interactions with top-level bodybuilders that stand out the most. Not necessarily negative, but just interesting or quirky or odd or curious, if you will. Now, the first has to do with Mike Mentzer, Mr. Heavy Duty. I didn't interact with him directly, obviously, because he has passed away. But in writing, over the years as an editor and a writer, I've mentioned him more than a few times. I've had articles about him published that I've edited for other writers, etc. And an interesting thing happened during that time. I had a writer who, when I was at Muscle and Strength, who really liked Mike's principles, and would talk about them a lot in nearly every article. And lo and behold, I got a letter, kind of a cease and desist letter from Mike's camp, the people handling Mike's estate or Mike's business or whatever you want to call it, telling me that they didn't give us permission to talk about Mike or to reference Mike, and to talk about Mike in an article, we had to seek their permission, written permission. Or else what? I don't know. We can't talk about people, right? Right. So they were kind of weird. This is my opinion, and I'll probably get a cease and desist letter just for mentioning Mike and his camp, but they were a little bit cultish, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's not necessarily fact, it's just my opinion. They were a little bit odd and cultish and weird, and a little bit uneasy, like you can't talk about Mike unless you seek our opinion, right, that sort of thing. So the next strange or odd interaction, and I'm going to do Ronnie Coleman next, Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman. But the next strange interaction was with Mr. Olympia Frank Zane. Now, this is my account of what happened, and it's an interesting story to say the least. Now, I interviewed Frank on the phone probably 3 to 4 months before the Mr. Olympia. There was a Mr. Olympia where they brought back all the old Mr. Olympias and had him appear on stage and whatnot, and I can't even remember what year that was, right? But after my interview, Frank was asked to be on stage on the Olympia. Unfortunately, right before that point, all hell broke loose, and my interview with Frank went viral. Now, here's what happened. I was talking about Frank, and I asked him a simple question, what he thought about modern bodybuilding, and I'm paraphrasing. And Frank said that it was like a Gallagher concert. And for those of you that don't know who Gallagher is, he's a comedian that used to smash watermelons on stage with this giant mallet of doom, right? So Frank basically said modern bodybuilding was like a Gallagher concert, and I'm paraphrasing, and that at any moment they were going to explode on stage and their guts were going to splash all over the front row, all over the audience, just like a Gallagher concert. Now, I didn't prod Frank to say this. I didn't push him to say this. But this little piece, and this was, I don't know, over 10 years ago. I don't recall what year it was. I'd have to check. But this piece went viral, and this was back in the day of internet forums. It went absolutely viral. Everybody was sharing it everywhere with the Mr. Olympia coming up. It was like going crazy, like wildfire. And an odd thing happened. A couple weeks after this went viral, Frank got invited by the Mr. Olympia, the upcoming Mr. Olympia, to be on stage. Oddly enough, right? And Frank had all this chaos going viral. He messaged me and was angry with me, in my opinion. It seemed like he was pretty angry with me and told me to take it down and it's going viral and I didn't intend for it to go viral. And how could I let this go viral? Now, this is my interpretation of what happened, right? Because Frank seemed to be very upset that it went viral and everybody was talking about it. It was like one of those moments where you say something and then everybody in the world is talking about it and you're like, oops, right? This is long before cancel culture. But Frank got mad at me, told me to take it off the interview, and I did. I respected him and I took it off. And then it was still going viral, and Frank wanted me to take it off the internet somehow. That was his implication. Take it off the internet. I don't want it on the internet. Like, Frank, I can't do that. I don't control the internet. So that just kind of fizzled out. I ended up seeing Frank the following year or 2 years later at the Arnold. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. I said hi, shook his hand just as a fan, and moved on. All right, last interesting interaction. I got to train with Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman, at the Power Station Gym in Ohio. This was a scheduled event. We're having a meet and greet, and I got to train shoulders with Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman. Now, I didn't know what to expect, right? Didn't have a clue what to expect. And Ronnie was a great guy, took all the pictures. Very polite guy, nothing negative about Ronnie Coleman at all. Nothing negative, not a negative word could be said about Ronnie. But the interesting thing is if you get to train with Ronnie Coleman and your only perspective of Ronnie Coleman, your only opinions of Ronnie Coleman in the gym are from watching his training videos, you see him saying wacky things and yelling, lightweight baby and ain't nothing but a peanut and all that kind of stuff, right? So training with Ronnie said absolutely zero words. Like, Ronnie, like you expect this, this wild guy and this fired up training and this crazy personality. But Ronnie just kind of sat there and didn't say anything the whole time, which, again, wasn't a negative thing. I just simply did not expect it. I did not expect it. I expected his personality to be different. But in real life, it was a lot different from what you see on video. So those are my odd stories. Ronnie Coleman, Frank Zane, the Mike Mentzer camp. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.